Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Rasan427, and today I actually listing off my top 5 favorite WWE belt designs of all time. And these are my top 5 favorite ones inside of WWE history. And this is going to go through the tag teams, the mid card, and all the world titles that WWE has actually ever had. And starting out at my number 5 spot, I actually have the WWE Undisputed Championship. And the first thing I think about when I think about this championship is Brock Lesnar, since he's the one who probably had it the most around the time. And I believe the first one whoever had it was actually Triple H, and the last one was actually John Cena before he made it the Spinner Championship. But yeah, I actually love this belt, and I love this belt design. And to be honest, at first I really didn't like it that much, but then over time I started to like it more and more. And of course, one of the most memorable title wins was when Eddie Guerrero actually defeated Brock Lesnar. But the main person who I actually think about the most is definitely Brock Lesnar when I actually think about this. And this actually was the Undisputed Championship. Of course, I believe it was the night after WrestleMania when it first got introduced in 2002, where Triple H actually had it. And at first, it was actually the Undisputed Championship. Then it just got turned into the WWE Championship once Brock Lesnar actually went to SmackDown. But I love this belt design. And moving on to my number 4 spot, I actually had the Intercontinental Championship. Now, I do love the 2000s one. I do love that version. But I got to go with the classic one, which I actually brought back inside 2011 by Cody Rhodes. But of course, this lasted from I believe Macho Man was the first one to have this version of it. The classic version from the 80s and from the 90s. I believe Macho Man was the first person to have it. And I believe it was The Rock was the last person to have this design. I'm not sure about that. But I believe it was The Rock. Because The Rock was still actually feuding for the Intercontinental Championship with Triple H back in 98 when they actually changed it for the Attitude Era. But yeah, this classic version. And the first person I actually think about it's probably Razor Ramon in that ladder match with Shawn Michaels. Either Shawn Michaels or Razor Ramon. I know a lot of people probably think about Macho Man Randy Savage, but for me personally, I probably think about Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon the most. This was actually when the Intercontinental Championship actually second to the World Championship. And number 3, the Spinner WWE Championship. And as a kid, I always liked the championship. I had a few toy replica belts. I've always loved it because the spun and stuff like that. It's really it's kind of toyish and toyetic and stuff like that. This lasted for 8 years from 05 to 13. Of course, the first person you think about is John Cena when you think about the championship. You love to spin belt. But moving on to my number 2 spot, which I love this championship. I know it's very simplistic and it's just kind of plain, but I still love it. The WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Now, I like this one over the one that The Rock actually had when he first introduced it, when they got rid of the Sprinter belt. But it's just something about the championship that I just love. But the WWE World Heavyweight Championship is something that I really, really love. When I think about this, I actually think about AJ Styles the most probably. And I don't know, just something simplistic about it. I know it's just a big WWE logo on it, which I actually heard today actually wanted that way. So when guys actually, so when someone wins a Super Bowl or wins the World Series or NBA Finals, they usually bring out a wrestling belt, and so that's the reason they wanted to put the big WWE logo on it so they can have it bigger. That's just what I heard. I don't know if that's entirely true, but that's just what I heard about that. Why they actually wanted to do that. And moving on to our number 1 spot, it's the World Heavyweight Championship / the Big Gold Belt. Or you call it the WCW, AWA, NWA Championship. This championship has been around since the 80s. I personally felt like that when they brought back the Universal Championship, they should have just brought back the World Heavyweight Championship. Because, this title, I don't think it ever get old because it's like a simplistic. That's why they call it the Big Gold Belt, because this is a Big Gold Belt. And I feel like this can last the test of time. And people still want them to actually bring this championship back. Even now, I see a lot of when people do customs on the video games, or when people do stuff for Roman Reigns, they always have him holding the World Heavyweight Championship, which it looks great. It looks great on him. So I really wish they would bring that back instead of stupid Universal Championship and all that type of stuff. But yeah, I just absolutely love this Big Gold Belt. If it was one championship that I could have to own as a replica or a commemorative belt, whatever you call it, it's the World Heavyweight Championship. It's this Big Gold Belt. And of course, you think about Ric Flair. Triple H held this during his reign of terror and stuff like that. But I would say I probably like the most on here is probably Batista. That's probably the person I think about. So that's what I grew up at that time, back in 06, 07, when he was actually holding this championship, fighting The Undertaker. But yeah, I absolutely love this belt. But yeah, tell me in the comment section below, what's your top 5 favorite WWE belt designs, or all of wrestling, just top 5 belt designs. What's your favorites of all time? And those are my top 5. And I'm Rasan427. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.